Good morning and welcome back to Passfindr. At this point, we've already looked at the initial setup, and now we are going to enter bookmarks. And when you first enter a bookmark, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to go right here to this plus sign right here. And when you do, and you click it, you're going to get this screen that you see here. And it doesn't matter where you are in Passfindr, when you hit this, you're going to get this screen right here. And so we want to start with, I like to start with anyway, the location. And so let's go here, and let's say that we want to enter information on our bank. And so we don't want to enter just the, your bank's address.com. We want to enter something that takes us directly where we want to go. So we want to go to that bank site and find our login page, and that's what would go here. So, it might look something like mybank.com/login. And this is the site that we're going to want to use, so that it goes straight there when we want to log in. And then you'll put the name of your bank here. If it populates automatically, you can change that, no problem. This is very, very important. These are your tags. Tags are necessary for searching and grouping. You should choose tags that would be logical search terms that you might use. For example, assume you're creating a bookmark for your bank. You might want to use search terms such as bank or finance, and we'll add those here, or any other words that would fit logically into your thought process. If you enter another bank bookmark, then you would want to use the same base tags so that when you search for those terms, both of your bank bookmarks appear. You do not want to put your tags in quotation marks. Do not separate them with commas or any other punctuation, such that if you used these two tags shown here, they would appear inside the box simply separated by a space. Once these boxes have been populated, we can move on to the description box. In the description box, you may insert any text you wish. If you're entering a bookmark, then you'll want to put your username and password here. You do not want to enter words like login, username, or password for two reasons. First, it's not necessary, and second, it will cause a delay in extra steps when using keyboard shortcuts. Enter the username for this site in the upper left-hand corner of the box, and we will call our username my username. Then space down a couple of lines and enter the password for this site. If this is a current account, then you're going to want to enter the password that you currently have, my password. But if it's a brand new account, then we need to go ahead and get in the habit of using a more complex password right now. And so to that end, you can go to this key symbol right here, and you can click it and you can generate a weak password, or you can go back to the key menu and choose a strong password if you want something really strong. And you can, for websites that will permit it, you can layer it. You could hit word and then hit weak password again, and it'll make it more complex by adding more to it. So that's generating a password. So you'll want to take some time to change the passwords on your current accounts to something more complex. That's really kind of the purpose here. So, but for new accounts, right here, this key symbol right here is the generator, and it will generate as simple or as complex a password as you feel like you need to use. So, but we'll go back here and hit my password, and then we'll space down some more. There are many uses for the remaining space. For bookmarks, you may want to go to the site and find the password conventions that it requires and copy and paste them below your password entry, so you will have this information quickly when you wish to change or update your passwords. Since no two sites seem to have exactly the same password conventions, it helps to have this kind of information handy instead of waiting for the site to tell you that your chosen password doesn't meet their requirements. And so it might be 2 uppercase, 1 lowercase, at least 1 number, and 1, I don't know, hieroglyph. There you go. So there is your password conventions, and those will be saved right along with everything else. You can also use this space for any editing, composing, or storing anything that you wish to keep discreet. Remember, any text you put in this box is going to get encrypted if you choose to encrypt it. Even if it's a document, your letter of resignation, your mother's secret recipe for steak pizzaiola or whatever, you can put it right here. So at the moment, your bookmark might look something like this. There's something that I like to do, and that's to highlight the username and password, boldface it, and make it large. And the reason for that is that I like the way it looks, and it's easier to use on my smartphone if it's just larger font. It's easier to see, it's easier to work with. And since this is a pretty standard editor, we can go here and make that look nice by, here, let's make that bullet points. And now that we've got this part set up, we're ready to save and encrypt it. And so we're going to scroll down, and we're going to choose our master password for this bookmark. I recommend using the same password for pretty much all of your bookmarks, because it just gets very, very confusing if you don't. But you could if you wanted to, but we'll use a master password here. We'll make up one. And then we can encrypt it. And this is completely transparent. You're gonna know your information is encrypted, because when you click encrypt, you're going to watch it happen. And you can decrypt it, encrypt it, and there you go. Now, you can either click this. If you click this, it'll remember your passphrase for the duration of your session. And that is sometimes very, very handy, and we'll talk about that. So I'll go ahead and click that now. There's no reason not to do that. Compact view, you can choose this or not. All this is going to do is change how it displays when you do a search. And I personally like it, so I'll go ahead and click that. If you don't click it, by the way, if you don't, then your searches are going to look very, very similar to a Google search. Very, very similar. This just helps me when I have large numbers of bookmarks that I'm searching for. And now we've got our passphrase in, we've encrypted it, and all we have to do is hit save and close. And there's our bookmark right there. And to enter another bookmark, we would simply click the plus sign and do it all over again. And that is entering bookmarks.